Alright, welcome in everyone. I am the developer for Nuclear Lizard Island Rampage, and this is my developer commentary, the first level. This is the tutorial where you learn that, well, first of all, you learn water slows you down. You're faster on land. You learn that you can grab, eat, grab, throw, punch, and destroy things. And that is most of the gameplay loop in this first game. You just grab, eat, punch, destroy. Which, is what the game's all about. You gotta be off-brand Godzilla. That's what I wanted it to always be. So I did a really weird thing in this first game. I made the levels linear. And when I say that, I don't mean I made the game linear. I mean that when I sat down, I made the levels. I made them one by one, starting with the first one, ending with the 9th. Which means that I made all my tools to make a level this size, and you'll see later on in the game that the levels get much, much bigger. And I did some very stupid things. The workers that you see running around, like, freaking out inside this fenced area, they cannot step onto the beach because I didn't want them to go into the ocean and drown themselves. Like, that is their hard barrier, so that they don't go die. But the way I did it, I initially had a tool for them to follow roads and paths, and at the lip here of every bit of grass, there is an invisible piece of road that when they hit, they turn around and go the other way. Which, for an island this size, that took me like 10 minutes to surround the whole thing to make sure they wouldn't fall into the ocean. But later on, it was taking me like hours to border the entire island. You'll see when we get to the later islands. I didn't figure out a better way to do that until I was making the volcano level, which is the 9th level, I believe. But the reason I'm saying this in the developer commentary is that was one of my biggest time sinks in the first game when I was adding a new level, just making sure that the damn villagers didn't run off into the ocean. And I figured out a fix for that on the last level that I ever built of this, which is one of the reasons I'm thinking about making a new game in this series, because there's so many things that you don't figure out a fix to until you're done making it. So now that I have all these ideas of how to fix my old mistakes bobbing around in my head, I kind of want to go back and use them. Also, I miss throwing sheep into the ocean. Alright, so let's see the first introduction of an actual enemy. So we're gonna have a special fate for him. I also want to have more map interaction in the next one. I mean, this one, the islands are fun, but the islands are mostly there for you to destroy buildings and fight things. The islands themselves are not all that interesting. Most of the buildings are not all that interesting. They just break when you mess with them. That's it. This is one of my interactable pieces, and I want more things like this. I want more weird things where if you, throw a person in them... didn't happen. If you throw a person in, they get chopped up. And this one I actually only half finished my idea for this. I also wanted this, when you throw it, to be more like a frisbee instead of just a blade. But it's still pretty fun. I do like that you could rip that down from the whole contraption and then use it as a weapon, and I want to do more of that in the next one too. I want you to be picking up the bigger pieces of rubble and hurling them at people. Just like the cars, just like the people, just like the boulders. And yeah, there's a lot I thought of adding to the first game, but I was trying to keep it to a pretty short development cycle. Oh yeah, also one weird thing that I wanted to talk about in this level, I told you that I made this in order. The first building that I ever made was this dock. And I used it, or I made it using a rejected script for the villagers. Initially, when you would step on the villagers, they'd have a little splat of blood that would fall on the ground, so you could see everywhere you'd squish someone. In the end, as I'm sure you have seen, they have a burst of blood. We're not doing that splat anymore. I didn't want to traumatize any kids. But a weird bug of using the old villager script to make these destroyable is they have blood. Which didn't cause any problems in the playtesting. I don't think anyone ever noticed that. I don't know if anyone would have noticed that if I didn't point it out. And even if they did, it being under the water, I think they might just think it's like debris or something. But yeah. I kind of forgot that the docks bleed when you smash them. Anyway, I think that's the end of the first episode. All these buildings are smashed. All the people are eaten. All the sheep are gone, which is the saddest part. But come back, I'll tell you more about stupid things in the future. Bye.